Good evening, folks, and welcome to this week's episode of the Pilot Review Show. I am Captain Blade J52, and I am joined by the full staff of our merry cohorts. We have TeacherKirby with us this evening.
Hey, how's it going?
Who is running around in the water, trying not to drown, and has the tiny
I'm
board.
on my board. Yep, I feel so inadequate.
We also have our resident Neela who has rejoined us this week.
What up, all? I'm not passed out this time.
Yeah, he missed the show because he passed out last week. That's his excuse. And we have our resident Artie back after going off to quell that mirror invasion this last week.
Hey, guys.
But we've got some pretty interesting stuff to get through this week, so let's go ahead and dive into these articles and everything. Now, the very first thing we have is actually a map of Risa showing some of the different routes, such as the powerboard race, as well as where some of the different activities are located, the biathlon route, and the island points of interest, such as the Big Year Accolade. Not really too awful much I could say about that, but shows some of the event ships on it as well. Thoughts from you guys on this?
Super helpful if you want to find all those artifacts.
Yeah, it can be. It definitely does have the list of all the artifacts, which is helpful.
So it does.
But for those that wish to participate in it. But yeah, very, very helpful for those that have never been to Risa before. Can be quite helpful for looking at where things start, where things are, etc., etc.
Indeed. But yeah, we'll have this in the notes for you guys. I don't really think there's too much we can say beyond that, but definitely check that out if you've never been to Risa. Shows a lot of good locations and everything. But moving along, we have a interview that was done on the MMORPG.com with Kipley Brown.
I'll take it then. So, Kipley Brown's been getting around quite a lot lately. She's been doing a few interviews. So she did this one on for MMORPG, obviously, about her experience voice acting with Star Trek Online, and it looks quite interesting. So go ahead and take a look. I know she recently did one with Ambassador Kale, so you can look at this as a follow-up. And yeah, take a quick look. Not much to say, really.
With her are usually really nice and really straightforward. A lot of good information if you wanted to know more about voice acting and all sorts of stuff.
Indeed. I've actually got to check this one out. I did not have a chance before the show started, but I'll be checking this out myself after this. Any thoughts from you, Neela?
Just another interesting perspective on basically how she got into it and stuff.
I see. Let's. We will have this in the final notes for you guys once this local recording goes up, for people viewing this on YouTube later and everything, but moving right along, we have the console patch notes for the 13th.
Which is super easy, by the way. But, anyway, like you said, there's console patch notes from the 13th of this week, where they resolved the issue where captains on Risa could not log back into their characters. If you logged out on Risa, you'll be returned to orbit.
Yeah, not really a lot we can say about that. Good to see bugs getting fixed, I guess. Yeah, we will have that patch note for you guys in the notes in case you want to check out that little patch note. But
I
one
can
note.
say,
yep.
I can say that this note is, or this feature or bug is quite annoying if you're trying to get more than one character through the Horgon hunt in the 15 minutes that it gives, because the key thing with that is having your characters in position to start, and if they're on Risa, you log out, you log back in, and they're in orbit, it's just it's wasting time that you could be using hunting those Horgons. And it is an annoying thing. I was talking to a console captain just the other day who was complaining about this one.
Well,
Yeah.
I can see that, though. I suppose it is better than the alternative, but definitely very annoying.
Yeah.
But, anyways, we will have this in the notes for you guys to check out, the one little patch note that they had for you guys. Moving along, we have the Mirrors and Smoke Week 2 rewards.
Yes, this is for the consoles, yes, for Xbox One and PS4. For the rewards this week, you get the Kantari Fortified Combat Armor. Oh wait, no. My bad. Last week was the armor. My mistake. This week is the Kantari mass-produced missile launcher, which is a fun bonus for you guys on the console. You get it from doing the featured episode and the weekly reward box, and you get the choice of the enhanced universal tech upgrade or a captain specialization point box. That's totally up to you for when you get to that point in that finishing the mission, and there's not much else.
And it appears a wild Bossman has appeared in chat.
Hey, boss.
And in channel.
Not just in chat.
Hello, Bossman.
Hide your children, hide your wife.
How's everyone
Hey, now.
doing?
There goes.
Doing good.
Sorry to drop in unexpectedly, but Vegas trip.
Yes.
Yes.
Anyways, keep going on, guys. Don't let me interrupt you too much.
You're just fine. Always welcome to drop in.
Well, I would hope so.
Alright.
Well, I mean, it is your show and everything, just saying, but
Okay, where were we? Mirrors and Smoke.
yes. I think we'd actually just about finished that one, but good thing that we will mention, since it does give you a chance at the Captain Spec Point or the Tech Upgrade. This is account bound, so you can give it to any of your characters that you wish, as long as you have a account bank. Definitely worth it. The items themselves will upgrade for free all the way to Mark 12, but after that you will need to apply dilithium and upgrades to them as normal, but they are very well worth it in my opinion.
Yes.
But moving along,
Alright.
we have the dilithium weekend on the consoles. From June the 15th until Monday, June the 19th, you will get 100% bonus dilithium ore on your mining claims and for your dilithium mining dailies, as well as at your fleet dilithium mine, and you will get 50% bonus ore anywhere else in the game. So if you're looking to stock up on dilithium, now is a very great time to do that. Go out there, get those rich dilithium claims turned in, get lots of dilithium and fat loot, and yeah, save up for whatever you're after. Thoughts on our dilithium weekend, guys?
Always a fun thing. Extra dilithium is always a great thing, something that's always needed. So once you use up those rich mining claims and do all that, I always recommend going down to Dyson Ground. Battle those dinos, great place to stock up on Dell.
I have to agree. That's super easy just to go through the battle zones and just wipe out all the enemies in front of you. Just make it short and sweet if you want the quick dilithium. Personally, I use go through Foundry missions to get my dilithium bonus, but everyone has their preference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and basically about the dinos, I think it's, from doing it on both PC and console, I think it's almost 5 times faster on console than what it is on PC.
Really?
Mhm.
It's, if you do go down there to the Dyson Battle Zone, one thing I would recommend for people that are farming out there, I highly recommend you take a TR-116B with you, because there are some enemies, such as the Voth medics, that are really, really annoying, and you will want to kill as quickly as possible, especially once the V-Rexes come out, and the TR will go straight through their shield directly to their health.
Yes.
Or if you engineer, just use mines on the steps, you're good.
Or that.
Yes, that too.
But anyways, we will have this in the notes for you guys. You can check out the Dilithium Weekend on console and everything, or check out the article if you want. Moving along, we have the Razer rewards for playing STO.
Yes.
PC.
So this is PC only. So basically, STO PC is partnering up with the Razer paid-to-play program called Razer Cortex. And so basically, very soon, they don't specify exactly when, on here, you'll launch STO through Razer Cortex and begin earning Z-Silver, which is Razer's currency. You'll earn 3 Z-Silver for every minute you play. And supposedly then Razer Cortex will be helping you to optimize your system's performance. I don't know how it's going to do that, but this is what they say. And to find the best gaming deals around the net. It gives a link where you can download the program, and you can actually spend the Z-Silver on various items. So you can head to the Z-Silver Vault, which they provide a link for that, to see what items you can exchange your Z-Silver for. So it looks kind of interesting, especially if you play a lot, like I do. I'm actually considering doing this because I play a very lot. So
For those who don't know, I mean, this has been going on for quite a while with other games. This isn't just all of a sudden Star Trek Online is just something that's come out with. Razer's done this for a while with other games, and it's one of those things that I've done for some of these other games that I play outside of Star Trek Online. Yes, I know. I can't help it. But it's one of those things that's kind of nice because it's giving you more opportunities for those who do play multiple games to have another game in addition to that list of games that you can earn these Z credits for.
You can see that. I'm not normally...
And do you,
Go ahead.
I was going to say, Scott, do you find that you earn Z-Silver fast enough to meet your needs for what it is that you want to get off of their Z-Silver Vault?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you definitely do. I mean, for those of you that's not aware, you can call me someone who's heavily invested in Razer product because I have a keyboard, mouse pad, headphone with the Man of Wars, and then the Razer Siren Pro now. So I got a lot of Razer stuff that there is. So I was actually very excited when I heard that they were taking us to more than just the games that they had and that they were bringing to Star Trek Online, because that meant that a lot more people would have opportunity for more things, because Star Trek Online is one of those games you can play alongside of other games that you're playing and earn additional money in addition to all that. So, this is my 2 cents.
I'm normally not
Okay.
somebody that uses a program like Razer Cortex, but I mean, if you're playing the game anyway, might as well let it run and earn some free stuff
Yeah.
while you at it.
Yeah, I'm not usually one that does that either, but it does look interesting to me. So I'm planning on checking
It's not
it
bad.
out.
It's not too hard to use. It's one of those things that is very, very easy to get into. There's some people that actually will stream using the Razer Cortex system. So
Interesting. Yeah, we will definitely have this in the notes. I'd advise you guys to check that out and everything. If you're going to be playing the game anyway, then you might be able to earn some free rewards while you're at it. But moving along, we have the PC patch notes for the 15th.
Okay. As let's see, PC patch notes for 6.15.17. We have a lot of the summer event stuff coming out saying, yeah, you can do the biathlon, and they fix the issues with players not able to see that they're waiting for a race for the biathlon. They've added a lot of new dialogue for the summer event. 23rd century captains can now use the transport function in the journal window to get to the summer event, as well as working with the price. The price of the rash guards now match between the summer vendor and the summer event store. Apparently, they had a mispricing somewhere. They also worked out the issues that was blocking KDF aligned Romulan females from opening up the female rash guard outfits. Mostly fixing outfits at the top. Let's see. Kittimer Stasis, they resolved an issue where a missing console made it impossible to complete the queue, and resolved another issue where there were spots in the environment that the player could fall through.
Ooh,
Yeah, that sounds really game-breaking there.
not good.
No.
And the queue is once again available. There we go.
Woohoo!
Yay! Yay!
Do you guys see anything interesting that I did not go over?
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Resolved an issue that caused the Saboteur's Disruptor Beam Ray to fire at will 3 under fire at will 1, and fire at will 1 under fire at will 3.
That was
Oh.
the same thing I was gonna say.
I did not even see that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It's the second to last one.
It's
yeah, that's not a
basically-
major issue or anything
Yeah,
like that.
no, not at all.
Oh, no,
They just got
no,
their fall powers backwards. No
They
biggie.
just, yeah. I mean, yeah.
There's some other issues that goes on with that, but yes.
Yeah, what thing I see though is scientific aptitude is now affected by incoming healing buffs and debuffs. Thank
Yes.
God.
And resolved an issue that caused the shield drain from quantum phase weaponry to not be resistible. So now it can be resisted again for those that are doing PvP and need to be able to resist it.
Can definitely see that being a useful
Yeah.
thing and something they'll want for balance.
Yes.
So, pretty.
The summer
Go ahead.
event information button no longer brings up the mirror invasion event information. Kind of a big thing there.
Apparently, I had missed that one.
Yeah. And multiple people cannot pick up the finished flags, or the same finished flags in the biathlon.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be an issue.
That, yeah.
It's a pretty decent little collection of notes and everything.
Yeah.
We will have these in the final notes once our local recording goes up for everybody that views this later and everything. You can check these out. Everything. There's some pretty decent things to note. Not too terribly much, but definitely something there. And moving along, we have a 20% off of ships and costumes in the Low Buy store.
Yep. Basically, this is just a way for them to get people to spend all that lobby they save from opening boxes or opening dark packs when they have ship promo. And there's actually a couple nice things in lobbies. Which, newsflash, they're all the costumes. Who cares about ships? You want all the costumes.
Of course.
And for those that don't know, Neela is one of our resident Space Barbies.
Come on, Barbie, let's go party.
Space Barbie is the true end game. I mean, what? But
Yes, yes it is. And, in-game radio parties.
Now, what
this
you
is
missed
what
Who
I
cares
put
about
up
it?
with.
Who cares about grinding
What you all
anymore?
missed was earlier, before the show started, I had noticed that my character that I'm on was way too pasty white for having been at Risa for a week. And I realized I was catching the Space Barbie bug.
Oh, Lord.
No!
Join us in the end game.
Yep.
No!
How the character looks, the real in-game on any MMO.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter what game you're playing.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's,
who
it's,
cares
all,
about...
it's all about the
Eh,
looks.
Pretty much.
Only
bad enough
Yeah.
she's wearing a reflective swimsuit, you know.
Who cares about grinding anymore?
What are you
just go to
two
in-game radio
doing
parties and
under the
you're at in-game now.
water?
What?
What
No,
are
no.
you two doing under the water there?
You don't
Nothing.
want to know.
Welcome to Pilot Review After Dark.
I know, right?
I'm hiding from the sun.
But in seriousness, though, folks, if you've got a low-buy ship you've been after, or maybe a costume or something that you've been eyeing for a while, now's definitely the time to go for it with these low-buy sales going on. These don't usually come around too often, but when they do, they're a very good time to stock up if you have low-buy. But anyways, we will have this in the notes, so you can check out the article and everything if you would like. But moving along, we have the shuttle event for the PC. But basically, from Thursday, June the 15th until Monday, June the 19th, we have a shuttle event weekend where they bring back some special versions of different queues, such as the Storming the Spire, the Vault Shuttle event, as well as the Klingon and Federation Fleet Alerts, where you join the queue in your shuttle. Usually, on average, some of these queues have a lot more than the standard 5-player teams, such as Storming the Spire or the Fleet Alerts. Basically, you run around and shoot stuff in shuttles, and you get a lot more marks than you otherwise normally would. Twice as many marks, and you've got a pretty healthy variety to choose from, I believe. But
Yes.
anyways, thoughts from our panel?
I'm willing to help people with their small craft build if anyone needs it.
I may take you up at some point after the show on that.
I know many people abhor doing anything with their small craft ever since trying to do the vault mission in the story mission. It's just like, don't want to do anything with my small craft ever again. And then it's just like, these events happen. You're like, dang, I don't have any good things to put to my small craft. I know quite a few builds that could probably help. So we'll talk later.
You, Yug, Vault, Hiss. Yeah, definitely is a good weekend to get them marks.
Yeah, it is a good time to get the marks. If you can get a decent shuttle build going and get in there. They do allow 20 players, which does make things a little easier. I like doing like the fleet alert if I'm gonna do it, that kind of thing. But yeah, it can be fun if you get with a decent group.
But it is even
Yeah.
fun without a decent group, too.
True. Then again, running it with a bunch of Type 8 shuttles do not work out well with debuff tier engines.
Yeah, I can see that being a pain. But
Yeah.
definitely, if you need marks or if you enjoy flying around in your shuttles, now is definitely a good time to get out there and do that. You've got until this Monday, the 19th, to do that. This is for the PC players. But we will have this in the notes for you guys so you can check out the article and everything and give it a good quick read. But moving along to our next big thing, we have the screenshot contest winners.
Yes, the screenshot contest winners. And they want to give a shout out to everyone who entered. They had over 2,100 screenshots submitted. That is a huge turnout. Okay, and they were all fantastic. So, they ended up picking 20 winners who you can cycle through the photos in the article and see them all. Yes. Sorry, I'm not braining today.
It's alright.
Cycle through and read them all. I'm not going to read them all out, but their pictures will be added to the game in future updates. That's what you'll see on the loading screens. So take a look for them and enjoy. Congratulations to the winners and live long and prosper, as the article says.
And one of my friends from the game actually won that one with the Defiant picture.
Ah.
Sweet.
Does anyone have a favorite out of the ones in here?
Personally, I like that Kelvin Connie in the dry dock there, because it actually looked like it would be from the like the movie's cutscene or something. Just doing a flyby, it actually looked like that animation they used. But no, that's just in game. That's how good the graphics are.
I know, right?
I would actually say for me, it would probably be the Miranda that they showed, especially with the new updates. Sort of the Wrath of Kanish.
Yeah, for me it'd be obviously my friends first, and then the second one is the one by Sedmon with Voyager and then a Kazon looking at it.
Yeah, I think I like the one by at Scrot Richter, the lady or the gal looking out, and it doesn't look like she's on a ship or anything, but she's looking out a window at the at a planet with what looks like a moon with rings around it. I like that picture.
I think
That
that's from
is
one of the
from the-
temple missions.
That's temple mission.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't remember where it's from, but it is a very nice picture. I do like that one.
It's a really good one, yeah.
Yeah. Definitely check out the screenshots. They're well worth it in my opinion. Some very nice ones for sure. But they do have it playing in sort of a little bit of a GIF. You might be able to see that. I don't know how well it's going to come through on the recording and on the stream.
Well, you can use the arrows on either side to forward each one. To forward through them.
That is true. But anyways, we will have this in the notes for you guys so you can check that out. I definitely advise looking at the screenshots. They're very, very good, I believe. But moving along, we actually come to our budget build of the evening. Now this week's budget build is actually the Amari Class Smuggler's Heavy Escort. Now this is the special escort that came from the promotion that we've had going on for the past little while. And maybe some of you have been lucky enough to get a hold of one. Maybe you spent some energy credits to pick it up, or however you acquired it. We will be doing our ship in a bare bones budget fashion, and over the next 2 weeks we will also be doing a sort of mini-series where we will show this in a mid-range budget, and then eventually at a higher-end budget once we get a little bit further along into that. But we're going to be doing that similar to how we did with the Ranger just recently. But for the ship this evening, One thing I will note right off the bat is there is actually a bit of an issue with the skill planner at the moment. It is showing the ship as a 4-2 layout, when in actuality it is a 5-2 layout. There's actually supposed to be a 5th weapon slot up front, but for, I guess because he forgot to put it in, or some kind of a bug, that is not actually showing. But anyways, as far as our equipment goes, we are actually harkening back to an old favorite of mine, and this is actually the Jem'Hadar set. You get this from the Operation Gamma and Boldly They Rode missions, respectively. It is split up between those 2 missions, so you will need a small craft in order to do Operation Gamma. But the Jem'Hadar set, when maxed out, is very, very potent. And we used the Jem'Hadar set this time around because we actually used our Polarons as our energy type for this particular ship. As far as our weapons go, we do have the chronometric Polaron beam array up front. Sadly, this does not come in a dual bank variety. It either comes in a beam array or cannons, otherwise we would have used the dual bank version of it. On the back, we obviously have the chronometric Polaron, and we also have the chronometric capacitor, so we're using the full 3 set for this, which gives some very nice bonuses, including a capacitor type ability to boost exotic damage, and also our energy damage for a short time. Then, for our other weapons, we have 4 of the DMG ×2 Crit D Polaron dual banks. Now these we had to pick up off the exchange because there is no mission at the moment that gives Polaron dual banks. Everything. And we also have a crafted Omni in the back. Now our weapons is actually where our 2 million EC budget went this evening. We used 1.9 million total to purchase the weapons, but overall I believe it was worth it. For our warp core, we have the temporal phase overcharged core. Since the Jem'Hadar and some of these older sets do not come with a warp core, we often have to source a warp core out when we're using it, and because of how good this warp core is, this is usually our go-to choice for this. The temporal phase core, the reason we use it is for the actual capacitor that it gives. Now, if you were here for the Delta recruitment event, then you're probably aware of a device known as the temporal negotiator that cut the bridge officer cooldowns in half for the duration the device was active. Then, since this is a raider/escort type of ship, it does have the new heavy weapon slot, and this gives us the slam shot magnetic artillery as a new type of weapon. But that actually comes with the ship, so you're provided that for free. Far as devices go, we do like to use the subspace field modulator, as this is a free device you get from the skirmish mission. Gives a nice little defensive power, as well as reducing damage, or as well as debuffing you to the protonic damage for a brief time. Now, we hadn't mentioned the protonic debuff because previously not that many enemies had used it, but since that has come back around a little bit, we do feel that it is worth noting that you want to kind of be careful if you're fighting enemies that do use that, as that could come back to bite you more than it could help you. For our engineering consoles, we have 2 of them. We're using the piezoelectric focuser from the Lucari rep, and also the 0 point from the Romulan rep, both of which are universals. The piezo console is essentially a free tactical console for Polaron. Very nice one to have, in my opinion. Then the 0 point is a classic that gives us a bit of Control X, I believe is what it is, and then some critical chance, so very nice. For our science consoles, we're using the assimilated module, which gives some crit chance and severity, as well as some other nice buffs. Then we also have 3 of the restorative particle focusers from the Crenum lab, with Drain X ×2 to boost the drain from the Polarons. Then, for our other 4 tactical consoles, we have 4 of the directed energy distribution manifolds, which are the plus beam consoles. Sadly, there is no mission that gives the Polaron-specific consoles, so we have to resort to these. Now, I usually get them from the Terminal Expanse mission in yesterday's war. You will need to complete all other missions before that one will show up in your journal. That is the one thing I would mention with that. Then, for our skills and everything, pretty standard build that I like to use and everything, sort of a balanced approach. You've got pretty decent offense with decent defense as well. Can kind of see the hull cap, shield cap, our energy training. I did max out the targeting expertise to offset the new penalty that is part of Thaw as of Season 13. We did max out the improved Control X and the improved Drain X. Some EPS flow, just because why not? Everything. We did pick up all 3 points into our hull plating because the ship can be a little bit squish anyway. We have shield hardness. We did max out the weapon amplification and the specialization. I believe the planner still has not updated this yet. The specialization in-game as of Season 13 is actually a 4% bonus, and the amplification is actually a 40% bonus. So it has changed for the better in my opinion. We did pick up the offensive and defensive subsystem tuning because free power. We've got our improved exotic particle gens, our long-range targeting sensors, and finally our advanced shield pin. Now, I personally prefer the shield pin versus the hull pin because I like to get through the shields a lot faster. Kirby likes to use the hull pin, and really there is no right or wrong answer to this. It's pretty much whichever one you value more. Either one will do you well. And then warp core potential because free power, and finally the shield absorption to negate a few critical hits from time to time. Specializations, I used pilot as the primary, intel as the secondary, because I feel intel has some very nice buffs to go along with this particular ship. If I can find my way around the builder. Now, as far as bridge officers go, this is one of the few ships in game that is actually a hybrid ship, meaning that it has access to 2 of the advanced specializations. In this case, they are intel and pilot. Now, it features a Lieutenant Commander Universal / Intel seat. In this case, I have it slotted as our engineering seat. We have the Override Subsystems 1, the Reverse Shield Polarity, and Emergency to Weapons 3. Because those are very nice abilities, which will let you get a lot of power to your weapons, as well as recharge shields when need be. Then, for our tactical seat, we have a Commander Tactical. We have a Tactical Team 1, Beta 1, Fall 3, and Omega 3 in this instance. Now, we have the 2 attack patterns, usually based off of cooldowns. You should be able to rotate these fairly evenly enough. Then for the Lieutenant Tactical / Pilot, we have a Beam Overload 1. This is actually a very nice ability to have, especially as of Season 13, with some of the buffs that they gave it. And then finally, we have the Hold Together 1. This is a nice little defensive power from Pilot. Then we have, for the Ensign Engineering, an Engineering Team 1. Gives a nice hull heal and purges certain debuffs. Finally, we have the Science Team 1. This recharges shields as well as purges certain debuffs such as subnucleonic effects. Then we also have the Hazard Emitters 2, which will give a heal over time and purge certain things like plasma fires. Then finally, we have our Gravity Well 1 as a nice little control power. Then, for our traits, we have the Accurate to improve the accuracy of weapons. We have the Beam Barrage from the Beam R&D School. I always like to assume that we've leveled 1, maybe 2 R&D schools as you've brought the character up. And in this case, we assume that the school that you chose is the Beams. We have the Beam Training for free damage. We have Elusive for defense. Now, we used Grace Under Fire as the career-specific trait because the builder defaults to an engineering character. If you're not an engineer, then the only change you would need to make here is swapping out for your career-specific trait. Then we have Operative, the Nanite Repair Matrix from the Midnight Mission, the Point Blank Shot from House Peg, and finally the Fleet Coordinator for a free damage increase. Starship traits are the Best Defense, which adds a healing buff to your attack patterns, in addition to normal effects. We also have Pedal to the Metal from Pilot, and the Predictive Algorithms from the Intel Tree, which is a nice little thing to have, in addition to Accurate to offset that penalty even more. Space Reps, we have the Advanced Engines for speed and turn rate, Targeting Systems for free severity, the Chrono Capacitor Array for Bridge Officer cooldown reduction, and the Precision from the Romulan Rep. Finally, for active rep abilities, we have Anti-Time Entanglement. Even though it has been reduced in effectiveness a bit, it is still a very nice power to have. We have the Biomolecular Shield Generator, which is a nice little defensive power you can pop in space that affects you and your team. This is that little green sphere you see a lot of people using in various missions. Then there's the Quantum Singularity Manipulation, which is from the Romulan Rep, a very potent science boost for the time, and a temporary cloak effect. And also the Deploy Sensor Interference Platform. It basically poofs up a little platform and taunts off of you for the duration. Now, the combo that myself and Kirby like to do is we like to use our Quantum Singularity Manipulation first, and any other science buffs we might have, then we follow up with our Anti-Time Entanglement and any other powers that we want to use as far as science goes. And it is very nasty.
I did want to step back and look at your Lieutenant Commander Science bridge officer abilities. I would actually change out the gravity well and put in Charged Particle Burst. The main reason is that runs off of Drain Expertise. And you're pushing your Drain X up so high because of the Polaron that this would actually do very, very well.
That is another option that they could indeed use. But you do have a lot of flexibility with this particular ship and everything, and that is, I'm actually glad Kirby mentioned that, because if you do want to go for pure drain, that is an ability that I would actually recommend. But as far as the ship goes, everything that we did, we've got the notes for everything. Then you can see everything. We've got the total costs for the ship itself. You're looking at about 52,500 dilithium. That is about 1 week of dilithium refinement. And this is, again, assumes a single tune, so you're looking at about 7 days total to build the ship and about 1.9 million EC. So we did hit the upper ends for a 2 million EC, but we were able to do it within budget, and I don't really think that's too long of a time to build the ship out. But, any other comments, thoughts on the ship, guys?
I like it. It's really nice. I really approve the heavy weapons, honestly. I've seen people get the ship and not really use that heavy weapon in favor of the flak shot, or whatever you call it, from the new rep. But I approve of this. It's really nice.
It's good. But next week we will have actually a mid-range version of this, so you can see how you might want to scale the ship up once you've gotten a hold of a little bit more resources and everything. And then the week after that we will be doing a high-end build, or a high-end centric build, where we see what the ship might look like after you've had enough time to get a hold of some low-buy consoles and actually sink a good amount of resources into the ship. But anyways, that's our budget build for this evening. I don't really have too awful much as far as the Bugs Corner go, but I do have one in particular, And because of what the guy reported, I wanted to ask you guys out there in YouTube and also maybe Twitch land as well about this. I'm pretty sure this is something purely on this guy's end, but to be safe, I wanted to ask if you guys are seeing this as well. Basically, what he had reported is that his PC was actually crashing, possibly due to STO. Now, from the way he described it, I do believe it is on his end and everything, but all the same, if you're seeing random FPS drops and everything, then if it's only with STO and nothing else, then you might want to consider making a trip to the forums and everything. I don't know that it's the game, but if you are seeing this, do speak up and say something, because it could be just him, but it could be something else too. I don't entirely know for sure. But anyways, as far as bugs go, that's about what I've got for this week. But coming up on our next segment, we have Teacher's Corner with the Summer Event Powerboard Race.
Yes, summer event powerboard race. So basically, and I know there's a lot of new summer event players with the console, with our console captains. So I went through and showed how to do the powerboard race for those returning that have never quite never done it, or wasn't quite sure how it worked. Check it out, and yeah, it's a nice little refresher if you've forgotten how to do it over the last year, and I think you'll enjoy it. Comments?
Very helpful, I'll be honest, because
Good.
with the biathlon going on, as soon as I got into the first event, I didn't really know where I was going or what I was doing, and as soon as it did the switch to, you got to switch to your floater, I was already too far behind just trying to follow where the race was going. So having this video helping along, pointing out where you're going, helped me so much, to be honest.
Well, that's good.
Another thing, for like console handling, almost seems to be a little bit better with the powerboard.
Interesting.
Joysticks.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that.
Yeah.
It's like almost they made the powerboards for a console when they released the powerboard race 1 or 2 summer events ago. PC?
3, I think. Might have been 2.
But anyways, definitely check out Teacher's video if you're coming back to the game, you're interested in the powerboard race and everything. We will have a link to that for anybody that is curious, wants to check that out. But moving along to our final segment of the evening, we have the RP Corner with Artie. What have you got for us this week, dude?
Well, just the usual, the sun, the cool drinks, and plenty of sea and sand for everyone. It's Risa, you know, it's a summer event, everything's going great. About Risa during this time is that RP fleet time, because for certain reasons it's easy to recruit. People can just easily walk into some of the major areas where people are just, you know, chatting at the bar or something at the promenade, or having a sandcastle, you know, party, just building sand on the beach. Your fleet recruiter could easily just walk to if you guys be friends. Not really promote going, hey, would you let actually make, you know, friends with other players, other fleets and all that. It's shore leave. Everyone wants to have fun with someone they don't know, right? Not in the context that going to Cancun. Along the same line.
Oh my.
You just ruined it for me, man. Man,
Once again.
Come on.
Once again, welcome to Pilot Review After Dark.
Make sure you still got your kidney when you wake up there, man.
Yeah, you might want that.
It's also,
I got 2 kidneys.
Yeah.
you only need
Speak for
one.
yourself, man.
Wait, let me count. Let me count and make sure they're all there. Let's see. 1, 2. Yep, 3. They're all there.
3? What?
have one. Crystal.
These are just some of the aliens.
Remember,
Chris.
the alien nut, so...
Yep, this is true.
Well, I mean, there was that one weird incident with that Ferengi dude, and just... I don't know where all my Latinum went after that. Yeah. May or may not have been some Packlids involved, too.
Well, your Latin went to my pockets, man. Didn't you remember giving me it? Come on.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to
No,
know
you
who the
can't
dude
have
was.
it back.
But
yeah, you know, you can always run into an RPer just hanging out pilots. And even if you don't know if they're actually know each other or something, you can always see RPers from many different fleets of life basically hanging out on Risa. Like, it's no problem, because who's going to do something wrong on Risa? One, there's no, you know.
Yeah.
Two, you're not going to have, you know, someone be like, yeah, orbit, someone's going to try to blow us up. No. It's Risa. You're there for the party, you're there for the drinks, and who knows what happens that late night. So.
Well.
What happens on Risa stays on Risa.
or gets
And
broadcast
And in
Fucking
all
team
over
Vegas.
chat,
Right?
stays in team chat. People want to hear that.
I'm trying to make a plug-in for Vegas. I mean, what the heck?
Tara on Risa? I have.
Wow.
Matara and Risa. Conversation.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
I'm just gonna walk over here so you don't kill me.
Not that she would do that or anything, but she totally would.
Totally could.
Yeah.
She's the Black Widow
Artie's
type.
gonna drown. Artie's trying to drown.
Artie cannot drown. Artie's full of photons and force field. I'm pretty sure she's just a mobile emitter.
But wouldn't that technically mean she's going to short out?
No,
Nah.
right?
Had to ask.
Game
had to
mechanic. Game mechanics. Don't worry, guys.
ask. Dude.
There we go.
But, sounds like a pretty good time, dude.
Yep.
And-
I enjoy the summer event.
It's also a good time for people to run into in-game radio stations, socialize and dance, and just at dance parties.
There it is.
What's the moves, Kirby?
Kirby, don't ever do that again.
Otherwise, if I
We don't pay you for that.
Hey, I don't get paid at all, man.
Wait, we get paid?
Got some sort of payment for if you came to Vegas, but you're being a bum and not coming, so...
Yep.
Okay, I blame the aliens
I'm
for that.
going to Vegas.
So there's your pay, Kirby.
What? Going to
But-
Vegas?
You're getting into Star Trek Convention without having to pay for getting into Star Trek Convention. There's your pay.
he's not wrong.
I'm not.
This is
Well,
true.
but I still have to pay for the hotel room,
You
for
should-
my
you
dog's boarding, for the gas to get down there, for the car. Eat. I mean, you know.
Have logistics.
Okay.
But,
Quest. We're not
But
doing
any-
Quest.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, more about the subspace radio, pirate radio.
Yeah.
Some pretty cool guys, actually.
Oh yeah, they usually do many Risa parties like every other week or something. I don't remember how they did it last year.
but anyways, that's pretty much what we have for this evening. Also, speaking of radio stations, a good shout out to our friends over at the Temporal Radio station. Definitely check those guys out. Everything. They're kind enough to sponsor us and everything. But also, if you would like to request a budget build be done, feel free to submit that to us. Let us know your budget, let us know your ship, and we will see what we can come up with for you. If you'd like us to review your piloting, feel free to submit a video to us and tell us what exactly you're looking to do, and we'll see if we can't help you out. Also, I believe we still have the GoFundMe for Las Vegas, if I am not mistaken.
Yep.
And whatnot. Alrighty. Bossman says it's still up. If you'd like to help us out and everything with some of the expenses, if you want to see us out at Las Vegas, then we do have the GoFundMe. You can help support us. Any little bit helps, even if it's just spreading the word around. Because without you folks out there, we would not even have a show. But anyways, folks, this is the Pilot Review Show, and we're warping on out of here.
Alonzi.
See ya.
Have fun.